In this video, we'll be looking at satellite imagery. Now, satellite imagery has been going on for a while, and basically what we're trying to use is cameras or other imaging systems on satellites to image the Earth. First satellite imagery started about 1946 with a US V2 rocket, and that rocket was taking pictures every 1.5 seconds and allowed pictures to be taken from space. In 1977, they had the first real-time, so they were transmitting all that data back to a ground station, so you could have real-time satellite imagery and see what's going on. Once again, by a US satellite. Now, there's lots of different applications for satellite imagery. Looking at things in engineering, we've got things like construction, a measurement of values on a particular map, looking at construction projects as they change over time, looking at layout of construction sites, topology of construction sites. Some of these systems have LiDAR built into them, so you can look at contours and things. You've got infrastructure around roads and rail and airports, town planning applications. You've got hazard management. For example, if you're particularly with the real-time satellite imaging, you can monitor bushfires, you can monitor tsunamis and floods, and look at the extent of damage and look at recovery of damage. We can do things like studying vegetation, studying forests, and looking for illegal logging operations and things. We can understand more about our climate and understand weather predictions and things based on movements of clouds. We can do 3D mapping of surfaces, and recent satellites like Maxar's World 3 satellite, that gives us a spatial mapping resolution of 0.3 meters. So it gives us our pixels in 0.3 meter blocks. It also has atmospheric sensors and infrared sensors as well. Now, there's a number of different mapping services. I'm sure most of you have heard of Google Maps or Google Earth and things like that. And they give free satellite images that you can use for all sorts of different applications, including your navigation systems that you use for navigating around. There are some paid systems as well. And those paid systems like Nearmap or MetroMap will often combine satellite images with aerial images from drones or aircraft surveys that are taken. Sometimes they even combine it, particularly in the MetroMap case, with LiDAR to give accurate three-dimensional maps of an area that's been laser surveyed. Now, these aren't free. You need to buy subscriptions to these services. When I wrote this lecture, MetroMap was about $90 a month or somewhere in that ballpark figure. They allow you to do measurement over maps, and one of the useful features is allow you to look at maps over time. So they give better quality images than you would from just your straight satellite systems, and you can see some of these, for example, in these cars that we have here. These cars are parked in one of the parking lots around the La Trobe Bandura campus. They allow you to do some 3D mapping, and so here's some 3D maps that were taken from MetroMap. They allow you to measure various waypoints, so you can measure distances and put these over our maps. This can be done in Google Earth as well, but to lesser accuracy because the maps produced by Google Earth are a lower accuracy than this. And here's some examples of maps taken from about 20 years ago to about 5 years ago to about a month ago, where we're looking at this area that it used to be an oval, and then it was converted to a soccer pitch. And then next to that soccer pitch was built La Trobe's brand new sports stadium. And so you can see the change over time in something like this MetroMap system or Nearmaps. So that allows us to see how things have changed and how they've developed over time. And sometimes we might be looking for buried services, for example, that have been built over by something else. And some of these systems can identify those for us as well.